Hey everybody, Aaron Blades here. It is Friday, February 25th, and we are back again for another live stream. I can't wait. We're going to have a good time today. Woo-hoo. I'm going to do some multimedia drawing and painting and all kinds of stuff. So I did a little bit yesterday and had a blast. We got guests in the studio. Look, they're on camera. Hey, look, you guys. You're on camera. So we got Steve and Claudia in the house. We got Dustin in the house. We got Nick in the house. We got the whole, everybody's here. So, what are we going to do today? So let's talk about slides. Let's talk about sales. Let's talk about deals.
All right. So tomorrow's
the big one.
Is the big one. Tomorrow is our live costume figure. How would you say it, Aaron? Why can I not speak?
It's our live costume figure drawing class.
Yes. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time. We still have a few slots left. It's almost sold out. And the catch with it is if you want to view it and you can't tune in, you need to sign up beforehand and you'll get a recording of it. But after the event, you can't buy it. So if you're interested and think it might be something you want to join us for, it's going to be 5 to 6 hours of live models, costume figure drawing, demos from Aaron, Q&A. Just head on over to creatureartteacher.com.
There's only one slot left. So race over there now.
There's a handful, but it's not many. It's nearly sold out. So if you go to creatureartteacher.com/live, you can sign up, and I'll post the link in the comments.
Every artist for themselves.
It's only going to be there. The camera's only going to be on me for a couple minutes, and then we're off.
Also, this weekend, our How to Draw Human Anatomy course is 50% off because we figured, hey, you're going to be doing some drawing tomorrow. It might be a good opportunity to have a class on sale that's sort of related to the topic.
It's very related.
Yep. So that's this weekend only. You can get How to Draw Human Anatomy for 50% off over at creatureartteacher.com.
Yep. And actually, some of the people have asked as well, what's the difference between my How to Draw costume figures course that you can download and what we're doing tomorrow? There's really not much of a difference. I'm just going to be teaching that, and then along with a little bit more anatomy and that sort of thing. But I'll be doing it live, and you'll have the opportunity to ask me questions. So that's going to be the big draw. And also, this is our last weekend for the free course, right?
Well, that's what I was just going to say. In fact, Sophie on YouTube says, "Cool, except I'm broke." LOL. Well, Sophie, you'll be interested in our next one.
Well, Sophie, you'll be interested in our next one.
Our free advanced, Aaron's free advanced long distance dedication. Our free advanced animation course is free for a limited time. Well, that limited time ends on Monday. So if you are still interested in getting that course and you haven't gotten it yet, you have until Monday to pick it up. After that, it becomes a paid course. So if you head on over to creatureartteacher.com, it's right on the homepage. So
best to go get it while it's hot.
So it's
yeah.
That cat.
All right, we're going to draw today. So I've got several different drawing utensils, and I'm drawing on a giant gray Strathmore paper, 18 by 24. I went to Sam Flax here in Orlando, which is probably the best art store in Orlando, and I saw these big 18 by 24 pads of toned paper, and I thought, you know what, I gotta try that, and I want to try some multimedia stuff. So I'm going to try some wet media, some watercolor, and just really get kind of free with it today and do some gestural animal drawing and see how it comes out. I did a little bit of it yesterday on a TikTok video with markers, and I really enjoyed it. So I want to kind of take it to the next level and do some drawing with the paintbrush, and then do some actual brush painting over the watercolor, and seeing if it dries in time. I just want to experiment, and you guys can experiment with me. So that's what I'm going to do. So there. And we've got several sheets of reference here. I'm going to do a wolf first.
Is that a You said, is that timber or gray wolf?
Gray wolf. That is a gray wolf. In fact, I got a gray wolf skin in the background right there. So I'm grabbing just a little bit of grabbing some Payne's gray. That's going to be my drawing. Maybe a little bit of orange, tone it down. But I'm just gonna get in here and just start to draw. And just see what happens. And use my paintbrush like a drawing utensil. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in later with my brush.
We're gonna adjust the camera and just keep
With my
drawing.
head in the way.
Yeah, it's completely in the way. So,
Oh, sorry.
but we can adjust the camera. Sit tight, everybody. Oh,
Sorry.
I'm so breaking sorry.
So one of the things I do when I'm doing this is I'm
that's better, Dustin. Yeah.
just thinking about planes and there we go. I love Asian, Japanese, Chinese brush painting. I love all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to see if I can get a little feel of that in here. Thomas Quinn is another animal artist that I really love, who does a lot of this type of stuff as well. You should look him up if you don't know him. Thomas Quinn.
Zoki says, this is cool. I just did exactly this kind of mixed media experimentation with my students this week. Hopefully some of them can watch today.
Oh, nice. Sanju, you're the most faithful dude out there. Thank you for joining in every week.
Caster's asking, have you seen the documentary by Ted Thomas, Growing Up with the Nine Old Men? I think it's on Disney Plus, perhaps.
No, I haven't. Here we got this guy running through the snow. Oh, this is fun.
Mark Berger,
I'm already in love with it.
will you do drawing with the new 10B pencil?
Probably not today. I'll do some. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Why not? What the heck? Sure. They're fun. Gotta say. Gotta say. Come in here with a little darker. I can go in with my even darker brush.
Aaron, where can I find these references for your drawing? Are these
These are my own.
Yeah, these aren't from a pack.
Yeah, these are all my own. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no, Kool-Aid Man.
Oh no.
My parents are gonna be home. Dane Cook reference.
Mm-hmm.
Can you move Aaron's mic closer? Are people having a hard time hearing Aaron?
It's not pointed
No,
at.
it's just a little bit of the background noise, but I think it's from all the fans and everything.
It's just that it's pointed this way.
Oh,
Can we fix that?
I don't know.
Yeah, but then I don't. Is that gonna work?
Let me just put it here.
That.
That's fine.
That work? Okay. There's the rub. Okay.
Might rub a little bit.
I love drawing with my brush. With my brush.
We move the mic up. Let us know in the comments if he sounds a little better.
So what I've done here is I've gone in with a paintbrush and just very roughly sketched in this wolf running. Now I've got my Bimoji brush, and I'm going to come in. You know what? I'm going to maybe light it this way. I don't know if that changes anything.
People say that's way better.
Oh, the mic?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So we'll have to remember that.
My lighting is a little off here.
Your lighting is off? What do you mean?
My I've just got the way my lighting is set up here. I'm trying to get this. Can I pull this over here? Will that mess up anything?
I'll go ahead and do it. Let me see.
Bit of a hot spot in the upper right.
Little hot spot in the upper right, but I think it's workable.
He's starting up. Can I move the camera again?
He's working on the face right now. It's okay, but you are leaning into the picture a little bit, quite a bit again, Aaron.
Okay.
That's
Screw you guys. I'm
Lean
going
back.
home.
Lean back.
What camera are we using for the side shot? The profile shot, that's Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. Aaron, and his overhead is a Sony 4K.
And the camera.
Yep. It's like a prosumer grade. Aaron, I know you are a Photoshop man, but you have a fur brush set for Procreate. Angela asks on YouTube. Well, here's the thing. All of our brushes work in Procreate as of Procreate 5. So Procreate 5 on up can import Photoshop brushes.
Yep.
So
What Nick's saying. So listen to Nick.
You might have to tweak them a little bit, but for your desired settings, but the brushes themselves will generally work when you bring them in.
Yep.
What number of brush do you use?
Right here, right now.
I believe so.
This is a medium. A Bimoji medium.
You said the pen you're currently using is a Bimoji.
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 They're awesome. I really love these pens. They're super, super versatile. This is fun. Holy moly.
Holy cannoli.
I'm nerding out on it. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to be probably using a little bit of this technique tomorrow as well when we do our figure drawing. If you're joining us, you're more than welcome. If you're going to be joining us tomorrow, you're welcome to work digitally if you want. I'm going to work traditional.
I posted a link to the Bamoji in the comments for people.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Let's see.
I buy the Bamoji pens. I buy like packs of 30 at a time. They're really great.
And what's the paper you're currently using?
This is Strathmore gray toned paper, 18 by 24 inch.
This is a Twitch question. Hey Aaron, your
Hey, what?
happy skipping animation was really nice. Can you do a live of something like that? Those kinds of animations? It's awesome to see you animating on paper.
Yeah, actually, that was a live, except it was on TikTok. So I've started doing a little bit more stuff on TikTok as well, just because it's another platform for us to gain a few eyes and everything for our business. And so if you are using TikTok, you can find us over there as well. But I'll definitely do some more of that kind of thing for you guys as well.
And we actually have done quite a bit of it. If you don't follow us on YouTube as well, which is youtube.com/AaronBlazeArt, actually all of our social media channels are Aaron Blaze Art. Just look us up that way, including TikTok. All of the past live streams are archived on the YouTube channel, so you can see past animation on paper live streams there anytime you want. Oh, they say TikTok's banned in India. So this is someone watching from India. So
Okay, gotcha. Well, then scratch everything we just said.
well, that check it out on YouTube. Oh, they're saying that those brushes are currently unavailable on Amazon. Let me take a look, see if I can. No, they're showing as available for us. So the person that's saying they're unavailable on Amazon, maybe
again.
that's just your location. Because I'm looking at it right now. Not sure where you're based. Do these pens have felt tip bristles?
No, these are synthetic bristles. I don't like using the felt tip. They do have felt tip,
Can you?
but I don't like those. These are synthetic. It's like a brush tip, like a paintbrush, and they're synthetic and really, really, really nice.
No.
It's a lot of fun to draw with these.
Do you ever animate with pen or watercolor?
You know, I did a little bit of experimentation, but never anything really serious. So here is where it gets kind of cool. So now I've got this.
Sophie wants to know, do you like Bob Ross?
Love Bob Ross. Who doesn't like? How can you not like Bob Ross? That's my question.
Have you ever used Adobe Animate?
No. Half the time I answer that kind of stuff, I expect Nick to go, "Yes, you have."
Nope. Adobe Animate's Flash. You haven't done that. It used to be Flash.
Aaron, when you started doing animation, did you start noticing differences and improvements in your drawing in general?
I did. When you're drawing that much, you can't help but get some improvement in other areas of your art.
And under the same question, do you consider using the principles even just with the character design?
Yes.
YouTube question. Aaron, can you please explain to me what's the difference between a storyboard and an animatic?
An animatic has a little bit of animation to it. A storyboard is literally a panel, let's say, or a series of panels that, like a comic book, that tell the story. Now, the animatic comes along and takes those story panels and presents them in a way, sometimes with camera moves.
Basically, you're cutting it to video, right?
You're cutting it to video, yeah, and then that becomes your animatic.
What's the brand of white pencil you're using right now?
This is Conte a Paris. It's a pastel, white pastel pencil. It's really awesome because you can get in there and smear it. I can smear it. The only problem with it is it doesn't fit in my pencil sharpener. So I got to sharpen it with my knife.
I know we've got a lot of people that just joined. I want to remind you that tomorrow Aaron is doing a live workshop event. It's going to be 5 to 6 hours of costumed figure drawing. It starts at 11 a.m. Eastern time. You can join us, tune in live. You'll get, if you go to creatureartteacher.com/live, you can sign up. Spots are limited, and basically you'll be able to draw along with Aaron. We'll have live models. You'll be able to ask questions, see what Aaron's drawing, and you'll have a view of the models as well. So
It's going to be awesome.
head on over and join us for that. If you want to watch it, but you can't tune in, go ahead and sign up anyway because you'll get a recording afterwards, but you have to pre-register.
I hear you knocking. Can't tune in.
Is that the same as a white charcoal pencil?
Not quite, because this is pastel. It's a little softer.
Doesn't the animatic show a sense of timing for the shot?
Yes, exactly. That's what it's meant to do. It's meant to have the same timing for the shot. So yes, absolutely, positively.
You know, what brand is the white pencil, and what is your overall favorite white pencil brand?
I like General's white charcoal, but this one's a white pastel. This is, I just said it. It's Conte de Paris. And there's a Conte. In general, I like a lot of different Conte pencils.
Some good old Conte.
Conte.
Will you ever critique other people's work someday?
I could.
It's something we get asked to do a lot.
Yeah. You got to be ready for me to be honest. That's the one thing, you know, when people want critiques, a lot of times they don't know if they really want a critique or if they want someone to tell them that they want a compliment. So you got to be prepared. You know, in our industry, when we do critiques, we do critiques. And so be prepared for a critique. Remember my friend Alex.
Twitch question: what pencil do you typically use for animation?
I've got a graphite pencil that sits in a holder right here. This one right here. I use that. I also just started using these 10B pencils, and I'm probably going to use them quite a bit more in my animation.
Is there a certain distance from the paper you should draw for your vision and posture?
Whatever's comfortable for you.
Although I
really-
think it is important to kind of move around and stretch. I think you do find a lot of people that hunch over and,
Oh yeah.
you know, you got to at least kind of be aware of your posture.
This is great practice as well. Just using your to learn brush control, using your brush as a pencil.
Lucky Ortiz on YouTube says that reference looks exactly like my dog.
If your dog looked like a wolf,
He probably has a husky.
yeah.
These are real wolves. Do you like drawing snakes and other reptiles? If so, which ones?
No. I like drawing all kinds of stuff, and snakes are. I love drawing snakes mainly for the scale patterns. It's a lot of fun to figure those out. As far as the rest of reptiles, they're just obviously there's a myriad of different shapes and everything.
It'd be cool when you do the reptile course that we get requested so often. You got to do like Komodo dragons and
Yeah.
bearded dragons and like all those crazy desert lizards and
Yeah. Gila monsters.
iguanas. I have yet to see an iguana in Florida.
Well, you just got to drive down south of Fort Lauderdale and you'll see them everywhere.
Supposedly they're all over Sarasota, but I've never seen one.
Huh.
I know a lot of people have said they've seen them in Sarasota. Steve and Claudia are shaking their head no, but I've ran into many people there that have told me they've seen them. And I'm like, really?
You go down to the Keys, as soon as you get down past Key Biscayne, they're everywhere along the road, down to Isla Morada and all that.
Jorge wants to know if you like drawing dinosaurs.
Somewhat, sure. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Thanasi on Facebook says, I just got 3 of those pens.
Oh, the Olos?
The Bemojis, I think, because I had
Oh, the
linked to those.
Memojis. I'm mixing up my live streams.
I don't know if you're able to, Aaron, but the way the framing is, you're cutting off a little on the drawing at the bottom of the feet. Should I move the camera, or do you want to try to move the pad up?
I'll do that. Does that help?
Yes, that's perfect.
Actually, you might want to just move the camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron, if you decided to keep a dinosaur as your pet, which one would you keep?
Ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus?
Yeah.
I would go with Dino from the Flintstones. Because in this scenario, I'm just going to go ahead and say cartoon dinosaurs count.
There you go.
Aaron and I both read the same article, and we were talking to each other about how, interesting fact, dinosaurs lived over such a long period. There were dinosaur fossils while dinosaurs were alive.
Yep. The other statistic I like is that we're closer to Tyrannosaurus Rex time-wise than Tyrannosaurus Rex was to a Stegosaurus.
Why don't you use a pencil?
Because I don't want to.
He uses pencil all the time. Today he's working with brush.
Yeah, I'm just experimenting. Today is experimental wet media day, or experimental media day.
When you're sketching with the brush, how much water do you load on the brush, or do you just work with whatever you get?
I generally work with what I get, but I make sure not to overload it.
YouTube comment. When I go to the beach here in Cancun, there's always a bunch of iguanas and other lizards basking on the sand. Sometimes they actually come up and steal some food.
Cancun? Yeah.
And they can bite you, Claudia says, who's here with us.
Claudia's from Cancun as well. Actually, you're not from there, right?
No,
Or-
from
right.
Puebla.
Any advice on practicing strokes?
Yeah, just do it. Just get in there and paint. And through the act of doing that, you're practicing.
I was gonna
Get your painting or your canvas dirty.
say eat a lot of trans fats.
Yes, you'll have a stroke.
Twitch comment from Goblet Wielding. Thanks for being today's modern day Bob Ross for us, Aaron.
Hey, I'll take it.
Modern day Bob Ross.
Thank you.
Leave on YouTube says, hello, thanks for the great streams. Aaron looks like he's on ×2 speed today. No, he's really just drawing that fast. No, he is. It's just, I don't think people are used to. He commits to his brushwork, which is.
Oh yeah. I was gonna make a meth joke, but I probably shouldn't. Yeah, that's the thing. I really want to. The last couple of days, I've been really kind of wanting to be much more spontaneous with my work, and so I'm consciously trying to get in there and just do just that.
You're starting to lean in a little.
Arr!
George,
You're starting to lean in a little.
your face is starting to lean in a little.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's the back of your head. So he knows where to put his head to. Actually, can I mention about
No.
what we're doing the workshop tomorrow?
Oh yeah. That's a great idea.
Yeah, so to everyone out there that are going to be in the workshop, not only is Dad going to be doing demonstrations and everything,
And everything.
and all that fun stuff, but I will be taking part in the event by taking photos of everyone that are going to be in costume, and going to be taking photos whether they're on set during the live stream or behind the scenes, taking extra poses out on the back porch or something.
And we're going to supply those to the
Yep, supply them to the
attendees.
for free.
So they paid for the attendance, but
Right, but they're included with
you're
your.
included with you're getting a photo pack of all the poses.
Yes.
If you go to creatureartteacher.com/live, you can sign up now. You should
It's
do a
that
monthly
time.
drawing challenge on your website.
Do what?
Do a monthly drawing challenge on your website.
Hmm.
We get asked to do that a lot. Like an art contest, basically. How did you learn figure drawing?
Drawing figures. No, I actually, when I'd never really done figure drawing, and then when I was 18 and I started at the Ringling College of Art and Design, my first day of classes was figure class.
At that time, it was just the Ringling School of Art.
Yeah, it was Ringling School of Art and Design, and so I remember I sat down, didn't know what to expect, never been to a figure class, and model came in and dropped her robe, and there she was standing nude, and I was like, wow, I've never done this before. And started drawing. And after a while, obviously, you get used to it. But this was my introduction to figure drawing and learning the human figure. And that's what we did at school.
Can we tag Aaron on our posts from today's live stream? Absolutely.
Please do.
The composition is looking fantastic.
Oh, well, this is just, I'm just drawing random images.
Are you going to leave some areas blank to allow the negative space to communicate?
Yeah, these are just literally, these are just sketches sitting on the board. It's not meant to be one single image. It's a montage. Gonna do a montage.
Any memories being in Kenya?
No, I have no memory of there.
What's Kenya again?
Yeah, I love Kenya. Freaking love Kenya.
Yeah, me.
But one of my favorite memories of when I first went there back in 1998 was waking up at about 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and hearing the lions roaring out in the bush. They were roaring loud enough that it woke me up, and it wasn't expecting it. It was something else.
Mine was waking up to the sounds of hippos.
Oh yeah, that was the other great one.
Can you please tell the difference between an emo and an ostrich?
Well, they're both from different regions. Ostrich is from Africa. Emu's from Australia.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And emos have a darker, almost like bluish skin, while
Yeah.
ostriches are.
They're deadly, man, too.
Huh?
They're pretty deadly.
Yeah,
Ostriches are actually quite a bit bigger than.
Yeah, they are. They're very big.
What is your favorite thing that you learned from Glenn Keane?
Oh, I can't say one thing that I've learned from Glenn Keane. Glenn really sparked everything that I do with animation and art, and everything really came from Glenn in a big way. The biggest thing he taught me, I think, was to loosen up. Yeah, just to loosen up and not be so tight with what I was drawing, and get more. It was enabled me to get more life in my drawing.
Just watch the leaning in from time to time, just so you know.
What's that?
Just watch your leaning in from time to time when you're doing the details.
Gotcha.
I know you probably get this question a lot, but when did you start drawing, and did you take any big breaks in between?
I've never taken any breaks in between. I really consider, when I was when I literally started drawing faces and drawing recognizable things, that's where I really consider where I started drawing, because I loved it so much. I remember, being about a year or 2 years old back in 1969, 1970, and I still remember drawing. My mother would take old grocery bags, and they were made out of paper. They're brown paper grocery bags, and she would cut them up and flatten them out for me in my high chair, and I would sit there for hours and hours and hours and draw. And I would draw faces and animals and all kinds of stuff. I just love to do it. So I always tell people that the Beatles were still playing and Jimi Hendrix was still playing when I started drawing.
Here's a question I think you're going to have a field day with from Twitch. Aaron, do you have any advice for lazy artists? What can one do to get out of their heads and focus on their work?
Stop being lazy. If you're a lazy artist and you don't love being an art, you don't love art. That's all there is to it. If you truly loved art, then you wouldn't be lazy. If you truly loved it, you'd be in there doing it.
Now, that said, there's nothing wrong with having art as a hobby and something that you do from time to time.
Absolutely.
But,
but I can't
that's
stand
different
that
than
question.
That's different than committing to a career as a professional artist. I think everybody should draw because it's
a great therapeutic thing to do.
But if you're serious about being a professional artist, then laziness just won't cut it. I mean, you literally have to be super disciplined and make yourself do it.
Yeah, but once again, if you're lazy about it and it's just something like, I don't want to do this, then don't, because it takes more dedication than that. I'm 54 years old and I love drawing, and I get just as excited about drawing as I did when I was 5. Do you have the whole pad in the shot?
I can. It is mostly in the shot. I'd say
Just
almost
wondering.
all of it. If you do the upper, if you go where are you going, I'll find it for the shot.
I was going to go up here.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can I adjust this like this? Can I do that?
Don't have to. It's fine.
No, it'd
Like
be
you want
easier.
it.
Yeah, that's right. I want to. It'd be easier for
I'm
me
just
to.
adjusting.
Okay. Be easier for me to reach it.
Just gotta watch it.
Is that a new show? Hey, have you watched Leaning In yet?
Leaning In with Aaron Blades.
What's the most dangerous animals in North America? Americans.
Americans.
No, but isn't it like a? It's not the bad.
This is a follow-up question to actually answer that first, and then I'll let you.
Yeah, I don't really know what we don't have really super dangerous. I mean, we do have, grizzly bears have done attacks, and black bears have done attacks, and mountain lions have done attacks, but I wouldn't call them dangerous. I would call those flukes. It's not something that normally happens in a normal setting. I don't know that we really have anything dangerous to speak of.
I'd have to look it up, but I'd be willing to bet it might actually be dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Bees.
Dags?
I hate
You
to
like
say it.
dags?
I mean, I'm sure there's
It's
more.
definitely not sharks.
I guarantee you there's more dog bites than there is anything else. Now, whether they're deadly, there definitely have been people killed by dogs. This is a follow-up. I'll look that up in a minute. But follow-up question to the laziness. To go off that question, not necessarily laziness, but if you struggle with depression and self-doubt, how do you break out of that? How do you essentially turn off that part of you that says you'll never be good enough?
Well, you need a therapist for that.
I just looked it up and it says that since 1970, the brown bear was the deadliest wild animal in North America,
Yeah.
being responsible for 70 deaths in over 50 years.
Yeah.
And the rest
Wolf,
of
like a lot of people get scared of wolves. I don't know if there's ever been a documented wolf attack.
yeah, here's the whole list since 1970. So
And
70
we'll get back to the other question.
Yeah, we were still on it, but go ahead.
Go ahead, Dustin.
So 70 brown bears, or from brown bear, 57 snake, 57 shark, 54 black bear, 33 alligator, 16 cougar, 10 from polar bears, and from wolves, 2.
Ah, so there are 2.
Although it depends on how you actually
Yeah.
quantify it. Because I'm looking at another thing here that another study says number 1 is humans, which we kind of jokingly knew.
Yeah.
Number 2 is dogs because deaths and bites.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then actually number 3 would be deer because of Lyme disease and ticks.
Huh. I think the list I was looking at were from fatal attacks.
Yeah. But going back to repeat that. Are you able to repeat that question? Nick?
Yes. How do you turn off that part of your brain that says I'll never be good enough?
Well, it's doing just that. Turn it off. Just turn it off. Just stop it. And if you can't do that, then there's a deeper issue at hand here that I think you need to go talk to somebody about. Seriously, because you don't want to compare yourself to other people. You want, for me, I've always compared myself to me. I get inspired by others and I go, wow, that person's amazing. I wish I could do that. I don't let it depress me. I let it inspire me and go, okay, I want to be able to do something like that eventually someday. And so I go for it.
It also actually says, just back on the animal thing real quick. This argument is making the case that it's absolutely deer. Deer cause about 1.3 million car accidents.
Yeah, look at moose.
And almost 200 of them are fatal each year. How can it be 1.3 million car accidents? That doesn't make any sense.
Hey, Dad,
I guess it could be. How many car accidents are there?
is there a way to move the your light over to the left?
Yeah, it's just that I get you're going to get the shadow.
Yeah, it's better. I think it's better where it was at.
It was really blowing out that.
How about if I do that?
That'll work. Now it's blowing it out again. I think it's just the sunlight.
The eye should be over here.
Any change, Dustin? Looks like the same as before.
Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was. Is that watercolor?
It is watercolor. And it's a number 6 round that I'm using for a brush to get some nice line work in here.
Number 6 round.
Twitch comment. I can't resist the urge anymore. I need to pull out my art equipment and start drawing too.
There you go. That was the whole idea. That was what we were meant to do.
Someone says on Twitch, mentioning sharks, Florida is the shark attack capital of the world.
Well, not really Florida. It's more about Sebastian and New Smyrna, because that's where pretty much all of them happen.
Right. But again, people got to realize shark attacks are still pretty darn rare.
They're pretty rare, and even when they do happen, it's a little nibble and that's about it. It's like in Florida, it's really rare for anyone to be killed by a shark. The one that they just had, where was that? In Australia, that just happened the other day, where the guy got bit in half by a great white. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah, that was crazy.
It was I didn't watch the video. I'm not going to watch it. There's no way. But it was horrible. Got the eyes a little too far apart on this one, but I'm just going to roll with it. You just roll with it. Make your mistakes, embrace them, and move on. Rolling, 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 rolling. And I love drawing on this paper with watercolor. Evening dog is rolling.
Why out of great apes, chimpanzees, and gorillas spend more time on the ground, whereas the orangutans are spend more time in trees and difficult to spot?
What?
Why do orangutans stay in the trees while other forms of apes are more prone to stay on the ground?
Is this a joke or is it a real
I
question?
think it's a real question.
I have no idea. I do know that they spend more time in the trees. It's probably
Because
where
there
they're
are certain predators that
could be predators. It could be the foliage that their food source.
Someone just says, Aaron is our cool art grandpa. So you've gone from being everybody's art dad to now you're their art grandpa.
I know I'm going to be dead in a couple of years.
don't say that. The paper is.
I love it.
is
I
the-
love being everyone's art grandpa.
Huh?
I love being everyone's art grandpa. Actually,
Is the paper a watercolor grade, Strathmore?
no, that's the thing. It's just regular drawing paper. That's why it was kind of experimental. I didn't know how it was going to take it, but it takes it really well.
And what kind of gray is that? Payne's gray?
Payne's gray for the watercolor, yes.
Citizen Zero, who tunes into a lot of our streams, says, I'm watching you from Kiev right now.
Wow, Kiev or Kiev?
We keep hearing it pronounced both ways, but
Yeah,
we hope you're safe.
Yeah, please be safe.
Who were the Sherman brothers? Richard and Robert Sherman?
Oh, they were the son of Mr. Sherman.
The developer of the Sherman tank.
I have no idea.
I don't know who
Someone says, I think the mosquito is the most deadly animal ever. That is correct, but not in America. Which is what we were talking about. So
specifically North America. So it'd be U.S., Canada,
USA.
USA, US and A.
and Mexico. Mexico's part of North America.
Oh, right. I always
Yeah.
why do I think that Mexico South is part of South?
No, not or there's
I always mix that up.
Central,
I'm terrible with my.
But it's part of the continent of North America.
right?
Oh, Sherman Brothers wrote songs for Disney films like Mary Poppins
Oh, right.
and wrote Small World.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Of course. Of course, that would know because he worked at Disney all those years ago. He worked on Sleeping Beauty. He worked on Snow White.
YouTube question: any tips or studies, or any tips on studies for someone who wants to work as a storyboard artist?
Yeah, I mean, really start to understand and study sequential storytelling, sequential visual storytelling. Okay? Comic books, read everything you can about, how to unfold the story visually. And cinematics. Get in there and start learning cinematics, cutting, framing, staging, composition. All of these have a direct influence with storyboarding. You've got to really understand all of those.
Eric on Twitch says some of my favorite animated wolves are the ones from Beauty and the Beast and also Chuck Jones's Jungle Book specials.
Oh yeah,
You didn't do it.
Larry White animated the wolves in Beauty and the Beast.
I was just gonna ask who did them.
Yeah.
And Artsy on YouTube wants to know, speaking of the Sherman Brothers, have you ever seen Saving Mr. Banks
Yes.
with Tom Hanks? Did you see
Oh,
that?
that's right. They were in that.
Yeah.
They portrayed them in that.
Yep.
That's right.
Oh, and Eric says more recently, I really like the Wolves and Wolfwalkers.
Ooh, yeah.
I watched I saw a great movie last week. Speaking of wolves, it's billed as a werewolf movie, but it's so different. It's really kind of its own thing. But it's The Curse. If you like a good scary movie, The Curse was awesome.
Man, you just love talking about that movie.
I do because I like a nice, smart, scary movie, and they are so few and far between. It drives me nuts.
Have you watched the?
Because they're always like, Jerry,
What's
is that
that?
you?
Have you watched the Japanese version?
Of The Curse?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know there was a Japanese version. Oh,
It's
no, I haven't seen that.
Is it in English?
Sure.
I'm kidding.
Because this takes place during colonial times, and it felt really. It doesn't feel like it was based on anything. That's cool.
The action scenes in Beauty and the Beast are pretty grippy, scary even, says Path Illustrations on Twitch. Did you animate any of the action stuff with Beast? Like him fighting the wolves?
I did not. I did the scene right after that section where the Beast is getting bandaged and he and Belle start fighting, and he says, "You shouldn't have been in the West Wing," and she says, "You shouldn't have been blah, blah, blah." And they start that. And it was exactly that dialogue.
Yeah.
But so I animated that whole fight sequence or the argument sequence where they're going at it, but no, not really a lot of action.
Larissa on YouTube wants to know, I have a webcomic in development. Do you think that would work as a storyboard portfolio?
Yes.
Yeah, anything about sequential storytelling is in the right ballpark. Yeah, that's really getting blown out now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we gotta find a way to. I wish there was a way to adjust the exposure.
It's weird, yeah, because it's not that bright here. Maybe we need more bright light on it, and so it'll adjust the aperture overall.
I'm gonna
Turn these lights. Don't we have another light?
I can turn it off, but actually I'm gonna try something.
No, I was gonna say put it on here.
It's blown out.
No, it'll adjust the aperture. Is what I'm saying. The aperture will close up.
It looks fine now.
If you get,
You know, when he's leaning over it, the shadow is in there. Like this was like super hot.
that's because I was putting new. If
Well,
we
we can
brighten
find
the
now.
whole thing up, is what I'm saying. It might. See what happens.
It does look
Oh,
fine
that's
now,
blown
though,
out.
for whatever reason.
Well, is it adjusting at all?
No.
Oh, it's adjusting.
Right.
Yeah, it adjusts.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you just got to give it a second to adjust. Does it look better?
Yeah, it's good.
Just need to move the camera.
Oh, he's back to the bottom one.
I was just putting a little retouch on it. That's all right. I might go to another page. What do you think? Yeah, let me go to another page and I'll just do one big one in the middle. How's that? Whatever floats my boat. Let's do that. Let's sell this. Whoops. We're going to sell these. Then put that one. We got the elephant up there too, right? All right, let's do another animal. I'll do one more right in the middle. See what I got.
Down in the middle.
Right down the middle.
Can you animate dramatic scenes like Tarzan sliding down the tree?
I'm sure I could give it enough time to figure it all out. You know, that's what that free course that I have available, my free animation course. That's what it's all about, is taking really complex animation like that and breaking it down so that you can understand it and animate it.
Yeah, for those who don't know, if you go to creatureartteacher.com, we currently have a free animation course available. It's only available for free until Monday. So if you want to get it at the free price, go ahead and get it now, because after Monday, it's going to be a regular, normal for sale course. But if you get it now, you'll always have access to it. We had some people that were confused about that. They thought it was going to, people that already had it thought they were going to lose access after Monday, and that's not the case. So if you want to get the free class, go to creatureartteacher.com and you can sign up and get it now. What are we drawing now, Aaron?
We're doing a tiger. I just want to be really loose with it. Have some fun.
Yeah, it looks all hot again at the top.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Would you consider sequential storytelling tricks to be good for character design mapping and exploration?
I have no idea what that question means. None at all. I really don't.
What was the question?
Say that again.
Sequential storytelling.
Say it again.
Would you consider sequential storytelling tricks to be good for character design mapping and exploration?
Character design, mapping, and exploration. I still don't know what
Using
that question
sequential
is.
storytelling. You know what sequential storytelling is?
Yeah, it's storyboarding. I don't understand what that has to do with
Character design.
character design. What was it? You said character design what?
Character design mapping and exploration.
Character design mapping. What the hell is that? I don't know what that is.
Like maybe trying to figure out the character through the storyboard or through the storytelling.
Sorry. Dustin's fault.
Yeah, I'm not the one that's been messing with the camera for the past hour.
Still your fault for this.
I'll pack my stuff tomorrow. You have the power cable in the frame.
Right.
There you go. Power cable! Power cable!
See if you can find another way to phrase that question so I can understand it. And I'd like to be able to answer it.
Zanji says the hot spot is the auto exposure trying to brighten up Aaron's head. Maybe we should set the exposure for gray and turn off auto exposure. It's probably true. Kevin wants to know, is this the same way you do a rough drawing with the pastel C brush and then refine it like in Photoshop?
Yep.
See, I think that's what people don't understand, or one thing that you would like people to understand is that you approach digital drawing the exact same way you approach traditional drawing, right?
Exactly right.
Which is you start with a rough drawing and then you refine it. A rough underdrawing. But it doesn't matter if you're in digital or traditional.
Am I getting front input again? Should I just reframe this, do a different one? I don't mind it because the drawing sucks right now. I can do a better drawing. But it's super loose right now, so I'm just going to get in there and show you that even if you have a bad drawing, you can salvage it.
Don't stand straight up. But you can't see into the shot. Even if a spider comes along and bites your foot, do not leap straight up into the air. I want to draw pictures of children's books. Do you have any tips for drawing for books?
It's the same as any other kind of illustration. And I also think it would do you good to look into sequential storytelling as well, image storytelling there as well. Oh my God, I couldn't get that out.
Do you have any tips and tricks for making model sheets and drawing from them?
Yeah, the whole point of a model sheet is to understand how to draw a character, and so you give them as many examples of expressions, angle changes, all of that as you can, so that they understand. They being the artist that needs to learn how to draw characters. You give them enough examples so that they can do it, basically. And so, make sure that you have a variety of expression changes and angles. And a lot of times, a good practice to do on a model sheet is as well is to, rather than just putting characters in different poses, and that can get pretty just old after a while because you're just trying to come up with poses. Try to come up with, different activities. What is this character doing? And doing activities that this character would do, that only this character would do. So that your model sheet is not just teaching the student how to draw the character, it's also giving them insight into who that character is.
Have you seen the new Cuphead cartoon on Netflix?
I haven't. I want to.
Yeah, I'm interested to see it just because I think the characters are cool, but it's kind of, I don't want to say disappointing because I'm sure it's good, but one of the cool things about Cuphead, the show, was it was hand-drawn on paper, or I'm sorry, the game, and the show is not. It's too expensive. Now your head's in the shot again, Eric.
Well, shoot. Sorry.
That was okay.
I hate me.
Yes, we need a more direct approach. Do you recommend the book Drawing from Life of Walt Stanchfield?
Yes,
What do you think about it?
I think it's awesome. Walt Stansfield was one of my instructors at Disney, and you couldn't have met a nicer, more genuine artist. He was a great guy.
I'm so excited for the workshop tomorrow. Question: where can I purchase graphite sticks for drawing like the ones you use in the holder? Also, where did you find the Mitsubishi pencil you used recently?
I just went online and I did a search for Mitsubishi. I went on Amazon, just did a search, and I found them.
Where'd you end up? Do you remember what website you actually ordered them from?
I just went through Amazon.
They were on Amazon. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can get the graphite holders and the graphite and all that stuff on Amazon as well. Dick Blick
I was just going to say Blick is another good option.
in America is a big option. I don't know if they're outside of the States or not. I assume they are. They're pretty big art. Utrecht, that's another big art. Not to be confused with Uline, who will ship you 800 million catalogs.
It's true.
You order one thing.
Watch out.
They literally send me a catalog with everything that I order from them. And when we've been shipping these books, there's been a lot of orders. So every time I get a box of boxes, they put a new catalog in it. And just like,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
we got to have a fire over at your place just to burn catalog.
Are you excited to see Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
No.
It's out in April. I'm very excited. Jeff Fowler, who I went to school with, he directed the first one and he is back for the second one.
Nice.
Nice.
You know, one of the worst things you
He
can
did-
do, it's just such a turn off, is name drop. Phil Collins told me that.
That's your go-to joke.
Yeah.
But Jeff did Go for Broke too. That's short, which is
I love that.
yeah.
Over at Blur.
Yep.
Yeah, we did a lot of I did a lot of work with them back when I was directing Romeo and Juliet. I was directing it for like 7 months or so, and we were interviewing a lot of outside vendors to actually make the movie for us. And Blur was one of the studios we talked to. So I got to know like Tim who directed Deadpool.
Tim Miller, right?
Tim Miller, yeah. And then I ended up leaving the project. So here you go.
That's because you went back to King of the Elves, right?
I did, yeah.
What movies
See,
are
this
you
is what I
looking
love
for?
about working like this is I can, if the drawing's not working out, you can still refine it. And that's what I've been doing with the paintbrushes, refining the drawing. And then it's going to get refined even more when I go in with the black emoji brush. Sorry, Dustin, what were you going to say?
What movies are you looking forward to this year?
I don't know. I don't know what's coming out this year.
I think definitely one I'm looking forward to, which was supposed to come out in 2021, but kept on getting delays. Top Gun,
Oh yeah, I don't know. I can take it or leave it.
huh?
I know, right?
I know, right?
He said he could take it or leave it.
I could take it
He's
or
not
leave
really that
it.
excited about it.
What's the one that's just about to come out? Comes out and something coming out really soon.
I still need to see the new Jackass.
Jurassic.
Oh, Jurassic World Dominion. That one looks fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that just because it's finally the last one.
Well, that's what they've said literally about the last several. So
Well,
then they make $1 billion and they're like, okay, we're making 5 more of them.
Yeah.
No, that's what they said with Fast and Furious.
I heard the last Jurassic Park was terrible, so I didn't even bother to see it.
It wasn't terrible. It was awful.
Is there a difference?
No, actually, I didn't think it was that bad.
YouTube comment: You directed Romeo and Juliet? I love that movie.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I directed it for about 7 months. I did not finish it. Kelly Asbury was the director of that movie.
Yeah, Aaron. It's pretty typical in the animation industry that you'll start on a project and then get moved over to another project for a lot of reasons. So I know one of your big contributions was you suggested that they use Elton's classic music
Yeah,
because they were going to do new music, and so that was something that stuck from
But-
your time on the
yeah.
project.
Kelly was a brilliant director. Kelly also directed Shrek 2.
Yep.
And
Shrek 2
unfortunately,
for the longest time, I think
it
until
was the
Frozen.
highest grossing film. Yeah.
Yeah, I think until Frozen came out. I think Frozen was what beat it.
But unfortunately, Kelly passed away a couple years
Or maybe Nemo. Nemo might have beat it. Hey sir, my name is Jake.
Hey, Jake.
I'm actually new to your channel, but I'm a really big fan of drawings, especially your Disney drawings in Mulan and Aladdin.
Well, thank you.
Any tips on learning domestic feline anatomy faster or easier? I'm in a rush to learn this at the moment, and I was hoping to see if it was possible.
You can't rush these things, man.
Well, I mean, there's stuff that
You
I
got a
mean,
cat. Draw your cat.
I think they're looking for tips. Like, obviously, when you were working on Tembo, you had to come up with tips to teach the crew how to draw elephants.
Yeah, but
Quick,
I mean
right?
those. That's a whole course.
No, I know. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
if you're in a production environment, obviously you
but
got to learn to draw quick. right?
yeah, I mean it's learn those gestures and get a house cat and or if you don't have one, find someone that does. Go to the Humane Society and draw. But it's that's the thing. There's no it's anatomy, and anatomy takes time to learn. That's what I mean. I get curmudgeonly about that kind of stuff. Hey, can you teach me this thing that you spent your whole life learning really quick? And it's not something that happens quick. It takes a lot of study and stuff. I think I lost a follower on that one.
No, not at all. Larissa on YouTube wants to know what was the happiest moment of your career? It could be anything like the moment you felt you were recognized for your talent or meeting someone you looked up to, etc.
I think when I finished Brother Bear, when we actually got it in the can, when we finished it, that was probably the happiest I'd ever been. It was the hardest project I'd ever worked on. I think I almost cried.
Why do big predators tend to have hanging lips?
You know, I'm not sure. I think it has to do with obviously the size of the canines and everything that they've got. That's going to be a big part of it.
This is a good comment on Twitch. For people looking for art supplies, yes, you can get them on Amazon, but also consider going out and supporting your local art store.
Oh, big time.
Absolutely. We buy a lot from some of the local stores here in Amazon, or not Amazon.
Sam Black.
It's so brainwashed here in Orlando. There's a giant red panda in Pixar's new movie Turning Red. Have you seen the trailers?
I think I know I did see something of the trailer, but I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
It looks really good. It looks funny.
You see, Brad Bird went over to Skydance.
No, but I did see Skydance just signed a huge deal with Apple.
Yeah, Brad Bird, the director of
Yep, Incredibles.
The Incredibles and The Iron Giant. Got back together with his old college buddy.
Do you consider yourself to have met someone who you would ever consider a natural?
Say that again. I don't understand.
I think they're saying, have you ever met somebody that just, like, art just came to them naturally? Like
Oh, yeah.
they're-
Now, I've never met anybody that didn't have to work at perfecting the natural ability that they might have. No, I've never met anybody that's just like, oh no, they've just done it, no problem. Everybody that's successful at art has maybe had a natural ability to start with, but it didn't stop there. They had to really work at it.
Chris on YouTube says, "Hey Aaron, I just received my copy of the 100 drawings book today. I ordered during your live stream and I couldn't be happier. I couldn't believe your amazing sketch of Coda inside. Thank you so
Hey,
much."
You got Coda.
What advice would you give to a writer who wants to talk about sensitive social issues in his story?
What advice? Do it. Be prepared to have backlash.
But
But
if it's something
do
you
it.
believe in,
Yeah.
stand your ground.
I want to let people know that this weekend our How to Draw Human Anatomy course is 50% off at Creature Art Teacher. That's this weekend only. So if you head over there, Aaron's got a full course on. It's nearly 10 hours long. Drawing hands, feet, body, torso, proportions, old people, young people, arms, legs, the whole caboodle.
The whole kit and caboodle.
50% off this weekend at creatureartteacher.com. And tomorrow, we're doing a live workshop on costume figure drawing. You can join us and tune in live for 5 to 6 hours of drawing, Q&A, and you can sign up and register at creatureartteacher.com/live.
It's going to be a lot of this, but with human figures.
And you can chime in and ask questions, and it's a smaller, more intimate group. And you get a copy of the video when it's all done, as well as reference photos that Dustin's going to be supplying. So we always have a good time with these live events. So tune in on CBS.
CBS.
CBS. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
On Twitch, I got my 100 drawings book too. I got the wolf bust. So cool. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
'Cause I had someone message me saying, hey, I got my 100 drawings. I was really upset that I didn't have a drawing in it. Sad face.
Well, it wasn't a guaranteed. It was we did a number of them and we shipped them out in the order that they were done. So.
80% guarantee.
Sophie wants to know, Aaron, what's your favorite TV show? Mine is the Dick Van Dyke Show. I like the classics.
Yeah, I'm currently watching through that myself. I'm currently on season 3.
What's your favorite TV show of all time?
My favorite, oh boy, MASH is up there for me.
Oh God, I hate that show.
I love MASH.
Steve is right there with me. He hates
Yeah.
MASH too.
I think it's
So boring.
I think it's a generational thing.
So
Although Steve, you're not that far behind me.
so slow and boring and
MASH?
yes,
Oh my god.
not funny.
It tricks you. It's like funny for a minute and just sad the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorites
It's
when it comes to
awesome.
live action shows.
I do like some of the characters in it, like Alan Alda's character is great, and Klinger, and
That's how they trick you.
right. It's like a show with great characters, but boring situations.
You know,
You're such a kid of the '80s.
It is very 70s, I think. I think that's part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorite
Hot Lips Houlihan just died today, actually.
Go
Sorry.
ahead, Dustin.
Sorry.
is Firefly.
Yep, Firefly's great. But
And, also
Hot Lips Houlihan died today.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
who
Oh,
was
you're
that?
kidding me,
Yeah,
really?
I just saw that this morning. Speaking of MASH.
Wow, that was coincidental.
Yeah. People are up in arms that we hate MASH, Steve. Send your complaints to Steve at does have a good theme song. That's your favorite though, is MASH? That's what
No,
you're
well, no, MASH is up there. I loved Sanford and Son when I was a kid. I'm trying to think of like everything out of all my life. Game of Thrones, obviously, I loved Game of Thrones.
Baba Black Sheep.
I loved Baba Black Sheep as a 10-year-old boy. I loved Baba Black Sheep.
And yeah, I really did like the revamp of Battlestar Galactica back in.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Your mother and you watched that a lot, right?
Oh yeah. Like, I got like the first season, I was addicted.
Oh,
Like,
so was your mother. You guys had like you two would watch it together.
it was that and also House. She loved House.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, I was corrected by Zanji. It was the actress that played Hot Lips in the movie, not the show. That passed.
Oh,
Sally Kellerman. I just saw the headline this morning. That's what I get for not. I'm spreading misinformation. I apologize, people. Erica Bay says, "Hey, don't talk about kids of the '80s. I take offense."
but you can take that fence and plant it in your yard. I don't know what that means.
Aaron, do you like Cheers?
Oh, Cheers is awesome. Of course. Yeah, Cheers was great. I liked, well, also in the 80s, I liked all the, the Duke Boys and the
Oh yeah,
Incredible
Dukes of
Hulk.
Hazzard is great. I'll.
Oh, you know what? I
I wouldn't say it's
hands
great.
down, including my childhood, of my childhood, this has got to be my favorite TV show was the Bionic Man, the $6 Million Man. That was my favorite show.
Trying to think what my favorite would be.
I never missed an episode of the $6 Million Man.
They have the technology.
And this show was only on for one season or maybe two, but I never missed an episode of that either. Was Planet of the Apes.
There was a Planet of the Apes TV show?
There was
There was?
It ran for one season in like 1974 or 75, and it was awesome.
I thought they just did like the whole.
And they had pretty much the same cast. I mean, Charlton Heston wasn't in it, but it's like Roddy McDowell was in it, and all the same. The makeup was all the same caliber. It was great. Matter of fact, Halloween 1974, I dressed up as a Planet of the Ape. That's what I called myself.
Artsy on YouTube says Supernatural is my favorite. It's funny because I almost said I like that show. I'm a sucker for
Isn't
it.
that show? I've never seen an episode of it, and it's been on for like 19 seasons.
It ended last year. Yeah, it was like 18
I've
or
heard
19
so
seasons.
much about it, and I just get memes of it all over my Facebook.
My wife and I have watched that show from beginning to end probably twice.
Oh, really?
And I've never seen it.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's fun.
I'm watching right now. I've just started watching on Epix, um, this show called From,
Okay.
and it's this weird kind of lost vibe. These people get stuck in a town and they can't get out, and there's these crazy like zombie monster things out there, and it's really graphic, but it's really interesting. I'm only like an episode and a half into it, but it hooks you really quick.
It's a bummer because of the way that it ended, and I'm not going to spoil it, but I would say Game of Thrones is up there.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is, for me, it's probably the best show that Oh, you know what else is
Space Force.
no, what's his name? Geez, on Apple TV, the soccer guy.
Oh, Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso is probably the
Yeah.
best show that's been on television the last 20 years.
It's a good show, that's for sure.
By the way, real quick, Dad, might want to sweep your hair back a bit. You've been having this one.
You got a flyaway hair that's just poking into the camera shot.
It's been sticking up in front of the bottom of the screen.
Looks like an antenna. It's like an antenna.
Yeah, a little alfalfa. Yeah, I also recently watched the new second season of Space Force.
Sidewalk
Yeah, I
art.
love that show.
Sidewalk art on Twitch says Frasier is my favorite live show ever.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That is another great one. Frasier. I think Frasier was better than Cheers, even.
Oh, it was my opinion.
Yeah.
I remember growing up watching what was it, Family Matters?
Oh yeah.
Called the Steve Urkel Show.
Yep.
I took a story class with him.
Huh?
I took a story class with him.
Jaleel White, who plays
Yeah,
Urkel.
yeah, Urkel. Guy played Urkel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he sat next to me. We didn't speak to each other, but he sat next to me.
Huh.
It was during the Robert McKee story class. With Robert McKee, you want to make sure you don't speak, because if he catches you talking, he'll kick you out of his class. So here you can see, even by laying down the brushwork, you can be really loose and then slowly tighten it up, and then really go in and let the pen work pull it together.
Here's an interesting question on YouTube. Aaron, I recently got a shot cut from a film that I'm working on. I had worked on it for a few months and it hurts like a mother trucker. Has this ever happened to you? How did you deal with it?
Move on to the next scene, baby. I've had so many shots cut. I had an entire character cut. I was cast on Mulan.
As the main villain.
I was cast as the villain on Mulan. Now, for those of you out there that are listening that know the movie Mulan, you're saying, "Oh my gosh, you got cast to do the Shan Yu?" No, I didn't get cast to do the Shan Yu. I got cast to do a character named Bao Gung. I've got thousands and thousands of drawings and test animation even of Bao Gung, who for months and months was the villain in Mulan, and then through some rewrites and story development, they decided to combine this character and that character, and next thing you know, and it was such a big break for me because it was a main character, and next thing you know, Bao Gung is written out of the movie, and I don't have a character at all, and that's when I ended up, animating several characters, doing. Am I disturbing you guys?
This water is refreshing.
But that's what I ended up doing. Yao and the Ancestors.
Can we see a drawing of that?
No.
You've got one right in the drawers, don't you?
Yeah, I've got one somewhere.
You've got a bunch of them.
I can pull them out. Yeah, I don't know where I've got them stashed right now.
I think we did a whole video on our YouTube. Let me see if I can find it.
We did. Sure. Can you open it for me? ASMR. ASMR. Did you say ASMR? Hey, ready for some ASMR?
ASMR? Or here or up there?
Put it down.
What?
Thanks, man.
No problem.
All right, here's a video. I'll post it where it's a whole bunch of the drawings from Mulan.
Oh, this is fun. This has been fun.
It's been fantastic.
Someone says, so you would call it being cast to animate a character. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works in hand-drawn animation. You're cast on the role. You're not bouncing around from character to character.
Yeah, we would do one character. And so we were cast to do that character, just like a live actor is cast to play a role. And yeah, and so that's what happened, and I lost the character.
Artsy, who's been watching a bunch of our streams, says, hey, Aaron, I just finished my tiger drawing while I'm watching your stream. I really want to show it to you. I need some of those harsh critiques you were talking about.
Or I'll tear you down, baby. And then I'll pick you right back up.
Is this a pastel pencil you're using?
It is.
Yeah, I got to say, Aaron, you've recovered this drawing.
Thank you. Was that a comment or was that Nick speaking?
That was me speaking. Oh, but I mean, it's I being somewhat facetious, but I mean, I do mean it as like it's a good example of what you were talking about. You push through it, and
Yeah, you just don't give up.
Never give up, never surrender.
Ryan wants to know, do you think it's weird then that the general public only associates characters with their voice actors? There's almost no recognition for the animators.
Nah, I'm used to it. Get over it. We're the unsung heroes.
Ask what's his name about that? Gollum.
Oh yeah.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, yeah, thank you. There we go. How's that look? Does that look better? There it is.
Although he's turned out to be a hell of a director.
Yeah. He's in the new Batman. He's Alfred.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He also directed the new Venom movie.
And
Yeah.
Mowgli.
And
I
Mowgli.
worked with him on
Yep.
Mowgli. He's a very nice guy.
What do you think about having burnouts before a project is finished?
Like smoking weed?
I don't think that's what they mean.
What about like burning out of the tires of your car?
Yeah, you got to pace yourself. Just pace yourself. But we would get burnout. We would, when we were when we were doing Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and all those movies, we were doing 60, 70, 80-hour weeks. And then right about the time you're getting burned out, you can't do it anymore, then the movie was over. You finished, you hit your goal. And then we would take a month off. Disney was great about that.
Someone says, I need to ask what kind of ink you're using. Is that diluted India ink? I know you're not using ink now.
No, it's actually watercolor.
Yep.
It's just straight up watercolor. That's what was so fun about it. I just did watercolor and I'm using a tissue paper right now to soften the background I just did. And I just painted. I drew with my paintbrush. It was fun.
Twitch question: did Disney still pay you for the work that you did on even though the character was deleted?
Oh yeah, no, I was a salaried employee. So that's just part of the process. I didn't write the character out. The story team did, the writers. It wasn't my fault.
Do animators get residuals?
Nope. Unfortunately, that was always a big bone of contention.
You get a check forever.
No.
That's what Dustin asked what a residual was.
Yeah. I got a little bit of residuals through the Directors Guild with international DVD sales, but nothing to really to speak of.
But that's just because you were a director. As an animator,
Right.
For Brother Bear, as an
As an
animator.
animator, no. You get nothing.
There's a little bit
You
of
get
a
a good salary. We were paid well, I should say.
with Disney doing the remakes and all that. There's a little bit of ongoing debate about that, especially with the writers that are like, "Hey, my lines are being used in a new movie."
Yeah, there's truth. Yeah. True. Very true.
What would Milt Call say about this tiger sketch of yours?
He would say, "This is shit."
Hey, don't swear on the live stream.
Yes, that's what I would have to say to him.
That's what you would say to Milk Call, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to our younger viewers out there.
Don't swear on the live stream.
And what color is that? Payne's gray?
Payne's Gray. It pains me to tell you that this is Payne's Gray. See, that's one of the other great things about the Bomoji pen. See, I'm painting watercolor right over the top of it. And it doesn't bleed, baby.
Hey, Aaron, I received your latest book, and I wanted to say it's beautiful, and it gives me something to aspire to. Thank you.
You're beautiful, baby.
Yeah, we do have 2 art books available for sale. If you go to creatureartteacher.com/books, Aaron, we put out 2 books at the end of last year, and those are shipping now.
We're hoping to put out another one within a year or so.
Shh, it's a secret.
It's a secret. All right, I'm done.
You're done?
I'm painted out.
Who were the lead animators on Aladdin apart from you?
Mark Henn,
Mark Henn,
Glenn Keane,
Linky.
Will Finn,
With who?
Will Finn,
Will Finn.
Andrea Stacia,
Andrea Desha.
Duncan Marjorie Banks, Eric Goldberg, name a character. Oh, that was Duncan. About it.
Those are the leads. Who did Apu?
The monkey?
Yeah, sorry.
Duncan Marjorie Banks.
Abu, sorry. Apu is the Simpsons.
He said,
Duncan Marjorie Banks. I think that was him. And then somebody, or he did the carpet. Can't remember who did the. Oh no, that was Duncan Marjorie Banks. Did Abu, and then Cunningham, something Cunningham did the carpet. I can't believe I remembered everyone.
When you're at ground zero in drawing, which I assume means just a beginner, should you focus on fundamentals?
Yes. Just draw. You just need to fundamentally draw.
What would you recommend for someone that is trying to learn perspective, but for some reason the concepts are not sticking?
I would recommend going to my website, creatureartteacher.com, and downloading my course on perspective. Because perspective can be very, very confusing. It's something that I started learning perspective academically from my stepfather, who was an interior designer, and he taught me perspective when I was 8 years old. So I started learning it very, very young, and then started figuring out the math of it later on when I was older. And so I've been able to figure out a couple of ways of explaining things that make it a little more sense, I think.
Are you going to apply the whiskers?
Yes, I am. Thank you for that, because I completely forgot.
One more thing.
One more thing. Go. There we go.
There we go.
Hey, I saw on Disney's website that you have a special thanks credit on the movie Bolt. What's that about?
Oh, they just really liked having me around. No, I did some story help. I was in on some story meetings with them.
And Byron directed Bolt, right?
Yes. There's several of us. I got some special things.
Aaron, what museum would you recommend for drawing skeletons from life?
What museums? Probably
Mhm.
Smithsonian. I don't know of any other. There used to be a really great bone skeleton museum here in Orlando that has since gone under.
Didn't you say like 30 minutes ago that you were done?
Yeah, I just signed it though, so that means I'm really done. Fini. Tout fini. There we go, guys.
You want to show them what we did today?
Yeah, so experiment. That's what my thing is. This is painting with a paintbrush with watercolor, and then pulling it together with Bimoji brush pen. Yeah, and then there, right there. So it's just a lot of fun. Be loose with it. I think I tightened up a little bit as I went. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so have some fun with it. Just try different mediums. And Tigre. And then yesterday I did these. These are done with marker and the brush pen and the white pastel. So that's where I got the idea today. The marker. I ended up actually using the marker up because you can see how big the drawings are, and so I wanted something that wouldn't run out. So I figured I would try the brush pen or paintbrush. That's what this is, and it was super successful. I like it. So this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow when we do our figure drawings. This is the technique I'm gonna use right here. So if you're joining me tomorrow and you want to match my technique, this is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. There'll be watercolor, Bimoji pen, and pastel.
You'll probably be doing some charcoal as well, right here.
I'll probably, yeah, for the really fast stuff, I'll probably start with some charcoal.
because we're going to be doing, again, if you go to creatureartteacher.com/live, there are still a few spots left, although we moved a couple of them during this live stream, I noticed. So there's really only a few left. creatureartteacher.com/live. We're going to have a drawing workshop tomorrow. It's going to be 5 to 6 hours of live drawing demonstrations with Aaron. Q&A. You'll be able to ask him questions, draw alongside him with him. You'll be able to see a view of the models. We'll have a timer set up for doing gesture drawing, 5 minutes poses, 10-minute poses, 20-minute poses, and some longer stuff. Again, that's tomorrow, and you can sign up at creatureartteacher.com/live. And also, very importantly, this weekend is your last chance to get our free animation course. Aaron did a really awesome course on advanced animation techniques. And if you go to creatureartteacher.com, you can get that from now through Monday. It's free. After Monday, it's a paid class. So get it while you can.
You'll still be able to get it, but you got to pay for it.
And also don't forget about the human anatomy sale going on this weekend.
Yep. It's 50% off this weekend only at creatureartteacher.com.
Yep.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I had a blast. Actually, really had a blast. It's not very often that I try something new and I get really inspired and want to just keep going. But I'm going to be doing that with this. So tomorrow, if you sign up for tomorrow's class, and we'll hang out and do this figure drawing for 6 hours.
Oh, and I want to, related to that
5 hours.
question, someone just asked, what are the required materials for tomorrow? There are none. You can draw with whatever makes you
can
happy.
draw with your own blood if you want.
No, you can draw digitally. You can draw traditionally. You can draw with whatever you want. It's just about drawing the poses and
I'm
learning.
going to do that, by the way. I'm going to draw with my own blood. I'm going to do it with. I've got together with. I have a nurse friend, and she's going to draw my blood, and I'm going to draw with it.
Yeah. Maybe on a future live stream.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great time, and I hope you have a great weekend. Be safe all this week, and we'll see you back here again next Friday. And until then, go out and put some beauty back into the world, and I'll talk to you then. See ya.
Have a beat up.